Have you ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite video games? Well, that's what I'm here to talk about today. So we're talking about video game programming and production. We're talking about games such as Twilight Princess, The Legend of Zelda, which is my favorite, and how its immersive experience relies on precise programming to bring these people who are playing the game into this fantastical world and make it feel like it's real life, which comes from the realistic body movements from physical machines, from the AI that's used to make that, from or to the people who are physically programming that, also to the people who create the storyline that helps you really, dive into the experience and feel like it's real. The people who are um, programming the characters, people who are writing the characters, people who are designing the characters, how they look through the plot to also to like bugging the game and making sure that there's no problems and that everything runs smoothly to like making sure the person who's playing it gets from point A to point B smoothly in the game and the game runs as it's told. Um, so my credibility for this project is I am a mathematics major, which has a lot to do with coding, but I'm also a computer science minor who really enjoys video gaming. As I said, I was talking about Twilight Princess, The Legend of Zelda, which really got me into gaming at the age of 8. And this has made me want to learn more about video games and be passionate about what goes on behind these games that I've been playing since I was little and learn how the intricacies of game development have shaped my life and what I enjoy. So the target message of my project is understanding video game programming, and programmers unveil the artistry, collaboration, and the technological innovation behind the games that we've been playing, and how this has like shaped such a huge industry for the US and for the entire world as well. So the preview of my main points, we have human connection, which is the collaborative effort that drives video game development. There's the complexity behind it, which is the technical challenges and solutions involved in the actual programming. And lastly, the big idea is the transformative potential of video games to educate, connect, and inspire, and really just have people enjoy video games for multiple different reasons. So first, let's explore the human side of the game development, the collaborative teams behind the screens. So statistics show there's for each game, like when gaming started, it's definitely changed, but the average team sizes for games have changed, but for like a specific group of people who were programmed called AAA games. For their last project, Cyberpunk 2077, they have used over 500 developers working on that single project. And they said that that current team aligns with their needs, but they aim to have that team grow as they develop more intricate games with needing more people to design, program, because it takes more than one person. I didn't know that it takes a lot of people to do specific. They have people assign people to do small parts of code, and then they have people who review that code, and then they have people who have reviewed it, send it to people who to edit that code, and it's a huge cycle, which I will show later. And this huge cycle just keeps going until they have debugged everything, and it goes on for sometimes years, depending on how intricate the game is. Um, so as I was saying, there's the programmers who are writing the actual code, artists who are drawing the characters, or even writers who are creating the storylines or creating like the people or the settings behind it. And they work cohesively to create these immersive gaming experiences. For example, one anecdote that I was going to share is Tim Schafer, who is a newly popular video game programmer who has only created almost 2 big games right now. One just came out, his huge game called Stardew Valley. He started off as a solo programmer for this. He actually works with a very small team, but he is one of the first huge success stories of, in order to make this game big, he started as a solo project and shared it with his fans through a website and had them collaborate with him to say like, hey, this is what we would like in this game. This is what we could do better. This is like just a bunch of community engagement, collaboration, which completely bettered the game until he finally came out with more and more and more and more versions, which he still does, and he still listens to his players. And his game has become super popular and a big success for him, which has led to his new game that has come out this February. And a quote from him emphasizing the importance of teamwork in gaming and design and gaming is a great game is born from great collaboration, which really shows it's not even collaboration between your teammates who are being paid. It's also the people who are wanting to play the game. Like it's really cool to see that it's not just between the programmers and the writers. It's also between the people that are playing. They're all collaborating in this really cool project. So while teamwork forms the foundation, programming is the lifeblood that animates these digital worlds. So we're going to talk about complexity and the technical intricacies behind gaming and programming. So for specific gaming, it's different, but there's different programming languages that are prominently used in game development, such as C++ for like performance, but there's Python for like AI mechanics and like the deeper things of like movement and different like shaders in the game to make it look more realistic. And there's the integration of machine learning, which I did not know much about. It's just newer with adaptive AI to make people like their experiences more unique. Because if they have these AI machines responding to them, they're getting different answers from like different choices in the game or different questions or different movements, and it makes it unique for like every game, which is a very huge like want for people right now, like because it makes it where not everybody has the same experience. And a quote that I found from one of the articles that I put is machine learning allows games to offer truly unique player experiences. And Unity, who they make Assassin's Creed games, which are like they're games made about pirates or about during World War II, and you're like this assassin, and you're going through like really fast movements, and it's really cool. But physics engines really have gotten so much better to lock down rigid body dynamics to simulate real character and object movements, like swinging a sword or jumping into a water. Like they really like, and they also, I looked into that specific game and they really studied real people's movements and watched them and like took videos of people doing it in order to animate it fully, which is really cool. And then including more research on adaptive AI games, machine learning is revolutionizing player experiences by dynamically tailoring challenges. That's like challenges like people being bored or like certain things like not being able to be explored in games. That's making more open world things for people to play. Now that we've seen the technical depth, let's examine the broader societal impact of video games, which is my big idea. It's the transformative potential of video games and programming. So for example, game videos like Minecraft, which is a huge game for not even people who don't even like aren't even big gamers. They have a new education edition for kids to learn STEM. Like they have a this thing where you can place blocks to learn the chemical elements. They also have it like even if you're just playing Minecraft, like learning when you're mining, learning real things like, oh, melting, if you smelt sand, it makes glass, or if you put these things together, it's going to create this. And it's teaching kids how to use these STEM skills in classrooms. And like it also, there's the other side of it, which is a really new thing in the 21st century, which is indie games showing really different like cultural heritage in these narratives in the games. Like for example, one game that I have studied a lot is Until Dawn, and it's talking about like the mythology and the narrative for certain Indian developers of these myths, urban myths called Wendigos, who are known for it's like a myth that they used to tell their children, like when if people were to become cannibals, that they would turn into these huge creatures called Wendigos. And it's just a huge games are becoming a way of educating people on things like heritage and mythology in an interactive way. That's what I was saying, like that is my personal story that helped me like develop new like thinking of how to learn, and I've used video games as a way to critically think and learn. For example, playing Zelda games, the main thing idea behind these games are puzzles. You're solving puzzles throughout the whole thing, whether that be like getting someone from point A to point B and how, or like actual physical puzzles. And playing these games has helped me from a child develop critical thinking and learning how different ways I could solve problems. Specifically in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you can solve these puzzles in a billion different ways. It shows you that there's not only just one correct answer to things. And another quote that I found is that games are a powerful medium where players are both storytellers and participants, which shows with the AI, like we are the ones telling the story as we're choosing the story, but we're also participating in this world that these programmers have created for us, which reflects the unique cultural and educational value of video games and video game programming. In the end, video game programming combines human creativity and technological innovation to create impactful experiences. The growth of these video games has gone way up since video games really started, but like you can look at the graphs that I put to show like how much the revenue has gone up in years past. And especially with the integration of artificial intelligence, more and more people are becoming interested in playing video games because of these personalized gaming experiences. And imagine a future where games are universally recognized for their role in education, therapy, and cross-cultural storytelling. It creates such a vast reason to play video games, not just for enjoyment anymore, but for multiple different reasons. To conclude, to me, the true magic of game programming lies in its ability to bridge imagination and reality, crafting spaces where we can learn, grow, and connect. Thank you.